When Pope Clement VIII gave coffee the thumbs up, coffee houses in Europe couldn't be far behind. Given a tight grip on Mediterranean trade, the first coffee house was opened in Venice in 1647, but Vienna claimed the first spot in 1529. Not to be outdone, Belgrade in Serbia claimed the number one spot from 1522. Sicilian chef Procope established the first Parisian cafe in 1686, serving coffee and other hot beverages. Café Procope was noted for celebrities including Voltaire, Rousseau, Napoleon, and Diderot. The dissidents creating the Reign of Terror in the French Revolution, including Robespierre and Danton, plotted here. Ben Franklin was there in happier times, working on the first French-American alliance. Voltaire was a French satirist, intellectual, and Enlightenment philosopher, today known for candid and interesting quotes like, "God protect me from my friends, I can handle my enemies." Voltaire frequented Café Procope, among others, with fellow intellectuals. Apparently, he even had a desk there for his caffeine-fueled writing. It was claimed that Voltaire added sugar and introduced it to Parisian cafes, helping create the coffee house culture of France. He may have been the greatest coffee drinker, known for consuming some 50 cups a day, saying, "Make the most of the present moment by savoring it, and to never let it go without extracting every ounce of pleasure from it. Coffee is my companion in this pursuit." The Dutch East India Company was established as a joint stock corporation in 1602 to make money from foreign trade, with a bit of piracy considered okay. The coffee trade was on their to-do list, and they became the first European importers into much of Europe. They obtained coffee seedlings from Yemen in 1616 and planted them in Java and elsewhere, giving the Dutch a monopoly to much of Europe. The earliest coffee house in England was the Grand Café in Oxford, established in 1650. The first one in London was established in 1652 by Pasqua Rosé. There would be 3,000 coffee houses in England by 1675. Soon after the Parliamentarian army defeated and beheaded Charles I in 1649, Oliver Cromwell became Lord Protector of Britain. Under Puritan leadership, reforms included favoring coffee houses as more respectable than taverns. Conveniently, coffee houses had first appeared beginning in 1650. Legend has it that the term tips came from boxes in 17th century coffee houses saying, "to ensure prompt service," abbreviated as tips. Maybe, or it could have been a common term used long before, then rediscovered by coffee houses or tavern owners. The authoritative source, the Oxford English Dictionary, claimed tip started as a small piece of practical advice long before. London coffee house customers tended to congregate from specialized industries in the area. Edward Lloyd's Coffee House opened on Tower Street in 1686 near the Tower of London and became a popular spot for merchants, sailors, and ship owners. The elites discussed insurance, brokering of ships, and foreign trade. Maritime contracts were handled here, then ship-related auctions. The merchant members of the exchange moved to the Royal Exchange as the Society of Lloyds, that's Lloyds of London. Jonathan Miles' Coffee House opened around 1680 in Exchange Alley in what was called the City of London, the ceremonial local government district. Traders listed prices of stocks and commodities, the earliest systematic exchange of securities in London. A club of brokers and jobbers started trading stocks, which turned into the London Stock Exchange. A 17th century naval bureaucrat wrote a daily diary for almost a decade in the 1660s, which included his frequent trips to coffeehouses. Samuel Pepys had various on-the-job meetings, which could involve writing contracts at various coffeehouses. He later became a member of Parliament. Pepys corresponded with Isaac Newton, including what became the Newton-Pepys problem on gambling probability. Most noted from his diaries were his descriptions of the Great Plague of 1665 and the Great Fire of London in 1666. Writer Samuel Johnson was best known for his Dictionary of the English Language, finished in 1755. Later he met a young James Boswell, who would become his biographer. Johnson and Boswell would meet at the old Slaughter's Coffee House in London, a meeting place for artists like Gainsborough and Hogarth. Johnson later formed a group called the Club, including Boswell, Joshua Reynolds, Adam Smith, and others, meeting regularly at the Turk's Head Coffee House. Coffee houses started losing appeal at the end of the 18th century, replaced by restaurants and other food service spots. Caffeine delivery devices did not disappear. Starbucks opened in 1971 and has over 35,000 locations. There's more on coffee, including coffee production, next time on Food, History, and Mystery.